Hello. So the title of this video is God will provide in unexpected ways. Okay, God will provide in unexpected ways. So whatever it is that you're needing, whether there is food, shelter, money, a job, you know, or some money to pay some bills to catch up on, or whatever, whatever the provision it is that you're seeking, he will provide for you in unexpected ways. So I made some notes per usual because I don't want to keep you too long and I don't want to ramble because I will do it. All right, so quick story time for me. I kind of want to give you, I guess, maybe a testimony, you can say. Uh, so for some of you who watched my first video, and I'm also gonna drop that in the description box, and probably put it up here somewhere in both places so you can go back and view it for the people who didn't see it. Um, and it's called God Told Me to Quit My Business to Feed His Sheep, right? So, basically, he told me to quit my business, which means that I wasn't making money. So I kind of felt like a sitting duck, like I wasn't really doing anything, accomplishing anything. And, it just kind of, after a while, I didn't want to complain, but I start kind of like, okay, God, what you doing here? Because, I need some money. All right. So, after so long, I remember back in January, I had wrote in my journal because I'm always writing. I had wrote in my journal that I needed better provision. And the provision that I had prayed for at the beginning of January, I think it was like January 2nd or 3rd, 4th, something like that. I asked for Wi-Fi. I asked for heat. I asked for a bed. And I asked for my own privacy, my own private room so I could spend intimate time with him, right? And to work on some of the things that he'd been telling me to work on in private. So what's funny is um, my first and my second day back in my hometown, because that's where I'm at right now. Um, I prayed again. I prayed for better provision. I said, God, I need better provision this time around because when you told me to leave everything behind, I was kind of like a nomad. For 2 months of my life, I was just kind of going from house to house, right? And so I had asked for better provision. And I made that list again. And I was like, hey, this is what I need. Um, but sometimes when you ask God to provide, keep your mind open. Keep your mind open on how it will be provided because sometimes, well, really, most of the time, it may not look like what you expected. So just keep your mind open so you don't have false expectations or you don't make an idol out your expectations where you get your feelings hurt because he didn't do it exactly how you thought he would do it or whatever. So just advice, keep your mind open when it comes down to God because we can't fully figure him out, right? Um so he answered my prayer. He answered it. But I just didn't know that he would answer it in the way that he answered it. He had already answered it until maybe I was writing this down. I realized, like, wow, I got heat, I got Wi Fi, I got my own room, I got my own bed. He answered it. But since I didn't want to be back in my hometown and I didn't think coming back to my hometown was success, then I was just looking at it from a glass half empty perspective until again I just start spending time with him because a lot of times you have to ask God, help me to see this the way that you see this so I don't miss anything, right? So um I asked, so just sitting in this home or whatever, because I've been working on some stuff that he's been having me working on for my business. But in the meantime, I was like, look, God, I need some money. I need money. I need a way to make more money because even though he has me working on something in my business, that's gonna take time. It's not gonna be an immediate check. or immediate payment what I'm working on. So um I asked him, I said, God, I need money to get my QuickBooks back so I can organize some of my expenses, so I can provide those documents to my tax professional. I need money to pay my tax professional so I can file my taxes for my business so I can get even more money. So I can, you get where I'm going with this, right? And so basically, I was like, I'm not complaining, but I just need you to show up, right? And so, and also what he's been having me working on, I was like, God, I can work on this efficiently if I have more money. It takes money to make money, right? So, I saw this YouTube video that said provision is inside of your instruction, and I'm gonna put that video in the description box. As Paris Mays, her channel on YouTube. But that video, I watched it a while ago when she posted it, but now it's kind of coming full circle to me, right? Um, so basically, I created this channel, and I posted my first video that I'm talking about at the beginning of this video on January the 29th. So it took all I had in me, y'all, to prepare for that video, to record that video, to edit that video, and to post it. It took all I had, but I did it because I love God, and that's what He told me to do. I wasn't expecting anything from the video. I just did it because He told me to, right? Well, I wasn't expecting anything in particular. So the other day, I'm eating dinner at the dining room table in there, and I seen an envelope with my name on it from an old bank that I used to bank with. And I'm like, what is this? Is this Is this them reminding me that I owe them money? Because I ain't banked with these people since like 2021. Um, and so I open it just to open it, and it's a freaking check. It's a check for almost $1,000 addressed to me, and it was dated for January 29th. To me, that's not a coincidence. You know why it's not a coincidence? Because I thought to myself, that video, that video that she put up, she said that your provision is inside of the instruction that He gave you. So since He instructed me to do it, I didn't want to do it. I did it, and He provided on that same date. So to me, it's not a coincidence, right? Um, and I'm gonna post a picture of the check too, so you can see the date. Because like I said, that's not a coincidence. That's God. And so it leads me to this verse right here. So it's Matthew 21, Matthew 21, verse 22. It says, "You can pray for anything, and if you have faith," I underlined it, "you will receive it." Okay. And so, like my Bible has a little explanation at the bottom. So I'm going to kind of explain what that means. So this verse is not a guarantee that we can get anything we want simply by asking Jesus and believing. God does not grant requests that will hurt us, excuse me, or others that will violate His own nature or will. Jesus' statement is not a blank check. To be fulfilled, our request must be in harmony with the principles of God's kingdom. The stronger our belief, the more likely that our prayers will be in line with God's will, right? And then God will be able to grant them. So basically, if you pray for it and you have faith that that thing is gonna happen, then you're gonna receive it. As long as it lines up with His will. That's very important to remember that part. So I didn't know how He would provide, but I did have faith that He would provide because I have been faithful to Him. I have been obedient to Him. I have followed Him. So I had faith in my heart, like God gonna show up for me. I just don't know how, and I just don't know when. So I had faith in Him that He was gonna show up for me, right? So in my heart, I believed that however this provision was going to come, that I was going to be provided for. So after I completed my instruction that He gave me, He provided. He provided after I completed my instruction that He gave me. He provided. Okay, which brings me to Psalm 34 and 10. Okay, Psalm 34 and 10. It says, even strong young lions sometimes go hungry, but those who trust in the Lord will lack no good thing. Okay, and so to just read the explanation at the bottom, I'm just going to read one little part of it because it's going to kind of prove my point here. So it says, at first, we may question David's statement because we seem to lack many good things, like me. This is not a blanket response that all Christians will have everything that they want. Instead, this is David's praise for God's goodness. All those who call upon God in their need will be answered, sometimes in unexpected ways. Yep. So I just thought that was so funny. It just kind of like put the cherry on top for me. So I had to come and share this with people who are struggling or who is lacking something, whatever that may be in your life. It would serve you to confess Matthew 21:22, which is the first verse I read, out loud and say to God, like, hey, I know that your word cannot return to you void. So I confess this out loud. I know that if nothing else is true in this word, I know your word is true, Father. So I'm confessing this out loud and I'm expecting you to show up for me. I'm holding you to your word, Father. You know, and so you also, it probably would serve you to say, and I need you to help me to believe. I need you to help me when it comes down to blind faith, because we all know when it's something, when it's a promise or it's some provision that we're looking for that seems almost impossible, it's kind of hard to believe sometimes, especially when the odds are stacked against you, right? So sometimes you have to even ask them, hey, Father, I need your help. I need your help to even believe because I can't see right now, but I know that your word says that you can do the impossible. All right. So, I hope that this video helps somebody, and I hope everything is everything with everybody, and go help somebody. All right. Peace.